Trust your freedom to Liberty Law Group, the best criminal attorneys in Nebraska and Iowa. Call them today at 877-404-5238. That's 877-404-5238. Or check them out online at libertylawgroup.com.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast production laborers and maintenance technicians. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
And now, introducing the starting lineup of your Nebraska Huskers. Starring Allo Fiber. At number 1, Allo Internet. At number 2, no satellite dish required. DirecTV through Allo. And at number 3, Allo Mobile. Allo Fiber, the official internet, TV, and mobile partner of Husker Nation. Level up your game and go to allofiber.com/Husker Radio.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here, and I've got some great news for you. Koppel Chevrolet GMC is proud to be the #1 fastest growing GMC dealer in the Omaha and Lincoln metros. Koppel is also celebrating its 50th anniversary. We want to say thank you to all of our customers that have helped us reach these milestones. So come see why so many customers, including myself, are choosing Koppel Chevrolet GMC for their automotive needs. Please check us out at koppelcars.com.
You're listening to Bock the Blackshirt.
Terrell Farley, defending Terrell Farley, who last week in his first start was a holy terror, number 43.
And Jake Bockoven. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Powered by Bauer.
Welcome to Bock the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. It is Thursday, October the 25th. One more day before Halloween, Bock. And I guess I'll go as Matt Rhule for Halloween with a 2-year extension on my back and walking down O Street saying, trick or treat, give me something good to eat. Bock, we all seen it. It's here today. Matt Rhule signs a 2-year contract extension this morning, which will take him through 2032. And also, he has a $15 million buyout that will effectively eliminate him from the coaching cycle this season. And hopefully the next couple of seasons.
Yeah.
When we talk about that part. Buck, what did this do for the University of Nebraska?
Well, I think it guarantees that you're going to keep your coach around, or nearly guarantees that you're going to keep your coach around again. There's been a lot of money thrown out there, so who knows what kind of dark corners people are willing to go to at this point. But in any case, it does. I mean, it allows you to have continuity. You don't have to think through these final 4 games what's on the line if you win, if you lose. What does that mean to Matt Rhule and what he might mean in the open job market, specifically Penn State? So it's good to get it out of the way. And again, I think, it's interesting the way that we've approached it, because I've said in the past, I wasn't all gung-ho on it. I didn't think that this was going to be a great idea until Matt Rhule proved to me, beyond that he was the guy that Penn State wanted, that he was the guy that Nebraska bought, right? That they were already paying and was going to continue to make steps into year 3. And I think that he's done that. Again, I think in at least the bottom line expectation, and people may disagree with me here, but in my mind, if you step back and look at it, if you want progress in a program, making bowls in back-to-back years is a step. Now, it might not be the goal, the end goal, right? But it at least is the baby step towards showing, hey, things are moving in the right direction. And in all likelihood, I mean, unless Nebraska loses out right now, and again, they've got 5 games remaining because they're going to make a bowl game, then they're going to at least equal next year's record or last year's record, at least with a win, even going 1-4 down the stretch, which would be awful. People would hate it, right? But I mean, that's the bottom line where Nebraska is right now. So I think the timing of it's fine. The other part that I was a little bit worried about was, he's already a top 15 paid coach. I don't know how much more you can pay him.
Money's not really in this type of deal. I mean, it comes on in the end of it. Not really, it's going to structure itself out over the years. I mean, I know next year he goes to 8.5 or 10 million or something like that, but we're not adding money. We're just adding years with incentives in it. And I think that's a good part. And when I say what does it mean for Nebraska, it means a lot of things. It helps keep the kids committed to the program who's here now. Then it helps in the transfer portal that he's going to be here a while. It helps in recruiting. Over 60 recruits this weekend, Bock, is going to be in town for the USC game. Now Matt Rhule is a great coach. I'm a what you call those guys? I want to see it.
Yeah.
I want to see it. I want to see the progress. I want to see, and he's done that, and not in giant steps, but in steps that I can agree with. This is not a type of Indiana type situation we're in, because Nebraska, if we say this, Nebraska's not Indiana. You know what I'm saying? This is Nebraska. I mean, we're going to have to take baby steps to get back where we were. We're not trying to, overnight success is nice, Bock, but, how long is that going to last, Kurt Signetti? We don't know yet. We don't know the future for that part, but we do know we have a guy that is committed to the university to the year 2032, which is a long time, and which helps us get in the right steps of getting this university built back to the way we want it, to get back in the blue blood conversation that we've been out of for so many years when I talk about that part.
Yeah, I mean, again, like you were kind of saying, there's a lot of work to be done, the small steps forward, maybe for Nebraska. One of them's got to be eventually to beat one of these top 25 teams, right? And this is the opportunity you get with USC coming into the building. But those small steps, again, whether it be getting to a bowl game or beating Wisconsin, all these sort of things, the next one or the one that seems to be where Nebraska is taking that next step is one possession games, right? They're 3-1 this year in one possession games. That's something Nebraska has mightily struggled with over the years and really could have turned Nebraska's fortune, Scott Frost's fortune, all of that. And so, that is one of the steps that Nebraska has taken moving forward. So again, I don't think he's hitting every goal that he wanted to achieve here at Nebraska. And I think that's part of it too. I think he's always been intrigued and wants to know what it's going to look like if Matt Rhule stays somewhere into year 5, into year 6, somewhere that he can build. And so I think that's part of it. Matt Rhule, again, I think this is a team-friendly deal. To your point earlier, they're not paying a whole bunch more money up front. You're extending him, and the big part about his whole contract, I mean, the deal where it's sweet for him is 90% of it's guaranteed. So when you give him 2 more years at $12.5 million, that's like $20 more million that he can count on. So it's not like he's
generational wealth,
right? It's not like he's really laying it down and taking one for the team here. But I call it a team friendly deal because you're not adding a bunch more money from year to year, and he's been talking about needing to get more money and more involvement into the building these giant rosters or these competitive rosters. And so that's what I really like about this deal. Is Matt Rhule is not standing up at the podium and saying one thing and then going to his agent and saying another. This kind of shows that he's about his words. Now, again, he's doing fine. He's going to be making a lot of money one way or the other, and he already has from the Panthers and his previous stops. So, but it is important to me for a coach that you can't just say, hey, we need a $30-40 million roster and then ask for a $3 million extension on a year-to-year basis, right? So the year-to-year basis, having not jumped, I love it for Troy Dannon because it's not something that's front-loaded with a whole lot of pay. They're going to, I got breaking news, they're going to pay a one coach one way or the other in 2031 or 2032, and 12.5 might not be all that much money by then, considering how things have kind of changed here. So yeah, I mean, it guarantees some stuff for Matt Rhule, but for Troy Dannon, this was perfect. All things considered, because if they were going to do a giant big extension, make him a top 5 coach, I don't think that would be warranted at this point.
Oh,
but
no, me neither.
For what they've done, I love it.
I mean, you got to say it's not warranted because you still have a lot of things we have to do. Stadium renovations, we still have to complete that part. You want to upgrade your roster to that $30-40 million limit. Do you give back $1 million to get to that limit? Like we talked about in the past. Buck, you didn't stop me when I said, did I say October the 25th?
You must have said the 25th.
I thought I said the 30th. I thought I said the 30th. You guys are some heavy listeners. I know. Some heavy listeners. Well, it's not the 30th. And the reason I said, if I did get it wrong, Buck, I'm going through a lot with my new phone. Forgot my password to my iCloud. So I have to wait another 2 more days to get all that. I don't have no apps on there. I'm not. I can make calls. I can go to YouTube on the Safari, but I don't have my X. I don't have my favorite TikTok. I don't have my Facebook.
You don't have the calendar. You don't know what day it is.
Well, I took the calendar was in the front. I took it off for some reason, and
okay.
I just I'm kind of lost without my apps, my social media.
Yeah.
I haven't been on social media probably a week or 2, so I'm trying to get all that back on my phone and get it right.
You're kind of going dark mode, and
and I'm going to block
jersey,
and I'm going to block Eric for the rest of the day if he keeps it up. He always has something to say. Now, when we talk about Matt Rhule, I mean, we said it a lot. We said it. We need commitment in this university right here. We need commitments on both ends, from athletic directors to coaches to players to make this thing great again. I mean, the only chance you're going to get to make Nebraska great again is to get everybody on the same pages. And when I say that, recruits, coaches, ADs, everything, everybody has to be involved in this part. We're going to worry about that part after the season when we talk about replacement coaches, because we know we have some work to do when the season is done to get better in some spots. We all know that. So we have to see what that deal is going to be when we talk about that after the season.
Well, yeah, that's interesting. But it is an interesting part of the whole conversation is with Matt Rhule. And again, he's guaranteed 2 more years at $12.5 million, with 90%, I should say, of that guaranteed. So this is a good deal for him. But with him not necessarily adding a whole lot more outside of that, again, incentive base. If he makes the college football playoff, he gets a yearly bump of $1 million for each time he makes it, by the way. So hopefully he goes on a bit of run for both Nebraska fans and himself. But again, with him not really adding a whole lot more to it than that, you figure what he was asking for is what he's been asking for in the media up front. And it's already been kind of talked about. Nick Sainer was talking about it with some of his circles about how Nebraska is probably in part of this committing a little bit more, hopefully a lot bit more, into the NIL funds, or, as far as building a major roster here at Nebraska. So those holes you're talking about, I think part of this deal and what makes it exciting is Matt Rhule's publicly asked for it. And if he's signing an extension, I think it probably means there's some sort of idea that it's heading in the right direction.
We can say that, Buck, but it all depends on the donors, the big money guys. Some have given a lot, some may be tapped out, some might just refuse to give more. I mean, I don't think it takes $40 million to build a roster. I think if you get the right players in here that's willing to play football for the love of the game and take a little money, I think you can do it right. I don't think we're going to get 10 5-stars a year just because we spend $40 million. I mean, you've seen mistakes. We've seen the Texas A&M. We've seen what they did to rosters of all the things that they had with Jimbo Fisher. I mean, just because you got 5 stars, that don't mean they're the greatest players in the world. I mean, it used to be 3 stars. Now it's 5 stars. So, we probably have to take a look back at that and just see what we need. We need to fill holes and gaps as much as we do in the transfer portal. And we see our weak links. We see we need to go get some more defensive linemen. We need to get probably some more linebackers. We're young at DB. We're young at receivers. We're young in the offensive line a little bit, but those guys haven't been able to step up and prove to us what they can do yet, because we have the transfer portal where you can go in there and snatch a guy and buy him for a year. We have it where we can probably get Elijah Pritchett back this year, because I know his draft stock is not going to be what he wants it to be. So hopefully he'll be able to continue to come back and work on his game and get better and better and better after watching himself this year play a role that I would say good, but not great as he wanted to be.
Right, but hopefully getting better. And, he'll be starting this week alongside Turner Corcoran. They did also announce that at the press conference today is Gunnar Gattulo. We knew kind of questionable for this game, sat out the last game, right? So that looked like Prohaska season-ending injury. So you're kind of down to Pritchett, on one side and then Corcoran on the other, and we'll see if anybody, some of the backups get in there from there. But it's been a rotation at tackle. To your point, I mean, there are holes on this team, and we'll see how easy they are to fix. In the past, it's kind of hitting everybody. That's the new world of NIL. These Alabamas, these Georgias, these Texas A&Ms, all these teams, they're not as stacked as they once were, because if you're not playing, you want to go get paid somewhere else to play.
Well, the reason these teams are still up in the rankings, they probably don't have it, but they still got good players. They still got great players. Some players don't leave for money. Some leave because they made friendships with good guys on the team. They made solid foundations with their coaches. They're loyal to their university. So that's what type of players we need in this university. Not saying that we don't have that now, but you need more of them. Not just the 1-year guys who want to come, hey, let me go get $1 million and then I don't care, because there's a bunch of those guys out there. I'm not saying they're on this team, but we just gotta get it right. Just get it right. Bob, let me read this before we go to break. This is Cornhead JS1. He's getting popular to me, but he wrote one so long, Bach is going to take me up. You know what, Bach? You read it.
All right. Yeah, I do like it. He's a bit of a poet, so we'll go along with it here. I like his text. Ladies and gentlemen, I hate to change the subject, and please pardon this rant. I'm Cornhead, and I own just about every alternate jersey since 2012. As the leading expert in the world today on Husker alternate jerseys, I felt it necessary to weigh in on this debate. To the traditionalists, the cold Valentino slice eaters, the cold Runza eaters, I say come out of your caves and live a little. If you say we should not have different uniforms, then I say the uniforms should never have changed from the originals with large N on the chest. The large N alternate jersey is one of my favorites, he says to me, which I agree. I kind of like that too. People hate that one, but I kind of liked it. In history, changing to scarlet and cream was unwanted changes by the ancestors of the cold Valentino slice eaters. The red and white stripes on the current uniforms look terrible. They should not have changed the 90s look with no stripes. You don't hear me crying a river about the 90s change. The alternate jerseys are not the reason for Husker losses. The reasons for Husker losses is alumni waving enemy towels before our games, which leads to series to unfortunate events. I think he's calling me out there. Coaches not having teams mentally and physically prepared leads to L's, not my beloved alternate jerseys. Yes, I have every black Husker alternate jersey and love them all equally.
Good one.
Yeah, he's looking forward to the blackout. By the way, they also this morning they announced, at least with a picture, I assume this is what it means. They showed a picture of the middle in at midfield. It's black. The end zones, they're black. They're going all in on this blackout.
Well, I hope it works.
I hope it works too. It's going to be a good sight. Pre-game.
I don't care what you wear as long as you play the game. You could have 1 million blackouts and still don't go out there and perform the way we need you to perform. So we need to get these Thursday, Friday practices going, and let's not just worry about the uniforms. Let's worry about who we playing. We're playing a damn good team, Bach.
Yeah, we are, yeah.
And we're going to talk about USC. We're going to talk about Lincoln Riley. We're going to talk about their depth chart. We're going to talk about everything about UCLA and Nebraska coming up. 93.7 The Ticket. Bock and the Blackshirt. Be right back.
Sometimes good people make mistakes. When you find yourself in need of an attorney, call Liberty Law Group. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group will defend you in court and protect your freedom to get you the best possible outcome and the justice you deserve. Trust your freedom to Liberty Law Group, the best criminal attorneys in Nebraska and Iowa. Call them today at 877-404-5238. That's 877-404-5238. Or check them out online at libertylawgroup.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Sartor Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at sartorheyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
And now, introducing the starting lineup of your Nebraska Huskers. Starring Allo Fiber. At number 1, Allo Internet. At number 2, no satellite dish required. DirecTV through Allo. And at number 3, Allo Mobile. Allo Fiber, the official internet, TV, and mobile partner of Husker Nation. Level up your game and go to allofiber.com/Husker Radio.
Midwest Bank is hosting our annual Thanksgiving food drive, partnering with local Lincoln schools to provide Thanksgiving dinners to families in need. We hope to provide meals for more than 120 families in our community this year. You can help by dropping off a donation at either Midwest Bank location, 7001 Pioneers Boulevard or 2655 Jamie Lane. Any donation is greatly appreciated. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank, member FDIC.
There's always a new experience to be had at Arbor Day Farm in Nebraska City. From events, adventures, wine tastings, or the Discovery Ride, you can never get tired of seeing what the property has to offer. Make a weekend out of it by staying at the Lead Lodge and enhance your stay with their special packages that include luxurious treatment. Learn more or book your adventure today online at arbordayfarm.org.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL Weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
The Lincoln forecast for today, frost and patchy fog possible this morning. Otherwise, mainly sunny skies and be breezy today. The high near 59. Tonight, mainly clear skies and light winds. Low around 36. And tomorrow, we'll see increasing clouds throughout the day. It'll be breezy. The high near 54. I'm meteorologist Kyle Becker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast production laborers and maintenance technicians. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
MHC isn't a new company, just a new name. Moe's Moving is now Moe's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can handle your commercial moves as well. MHC Moving has 0 hidden fees. You'll never pay for same-day booking or be charged for stairs, heavy items, or elevator fees. Rates are the same Monday through Saturday, and you will never pay a truck or fuel surcharge. And they offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
You're listening to Bock and the Blackshirt, on air and online at theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Bock and the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. We are powered by Bauer
Infrastructure.
Bauer
Underground.
Barrett.
Excavating.
All right, my man Joe B says it's not the uniform, it's the players in the uniforms. I believe in the players, not superstition. Go Big Red. Only superstition I believe in, I told Bach over the break that, you don't wash clothes on New Year's and you cook black eyed peas on New Year's. That's the only superstition I have in life, and don't cross a pole or whatever they say, Bob.
But yeah, I don't want to get too off topic, but I always like the question. The one thing that's kind of interesting to me, not so much superstition, but is ghosts, right? You just ask somebody, do you believe in ghosts? And I'm the same way. I'd say, no, I don't believe in ghosts. But then they say, well, would you come stay at this hotel where there's been haunted stuff? No, I'm not testing it. I don't believe in it, but I'm not testing it out. All right.
They say it's ghosts down in the bottom of the old ghost buildings right here.
Oh, do they really?
Yeah, they I worked in that building before, and they say it's ghosts in the bottom of that new hotel in the Hampton down there. I mean, they said this probably 8 years ago. But I don't believe in ghosts. I probably believe in spirits more than anything. Yeah. But because I used to hear this thing when they say babies smile, when babies be smiling, they're by themselves and you look in the pen and babies be smiling.
Yeah.
They say that's the angels playing with, like your old relatives playing with the baby. So, probably some stuff like that, but
I'm always wondering about dogs. Sometimes dogs are just barking at the corner of a room. You're like, what is he barking at? There's nothing over there.
Yeah, my dogs are like that. I said, what is he doing in the room? Who's there? I have to ask, who's there? Yeah. Cornhead James once said, Coach Prime said, when you look good, you play good. When you play good, they pay good. When they pay good, it's all good. Yeah. Well, I believe in when you look good, you play good. I never got paid, but, I'll take that part too also. Bill and Bennett said JB has a superstition of bringing a banana into his boat. I don't know that part.
That's a different, that's a different one I don't know before.
All right, Bach, let's get on UCLA. I mean USC.
USC. You gotta wait for UCLA.
I know, man. I just hate when the California schools get themselves damn near the same initials.
They'll be next week. You can talk plenty about UCLA next week. So.
Yeah. Bach, you never seen the ghost at 56 and Pioneer?
I don't know. I grew up close to on Pioneers, so I just don't know the a ghost at 56 and Pioneers though. You have to tell me more. I'll be a ghost hunter. I'll go look for him.
You're a ghost hunter?
I would be. Yeah, I'd be interested.
Would you join the Ghostbusters?
Oh, absolutely. Battling ghosts and Slimer and all that. Yeah.
All right, Bach. Lincoln Riley, 42 years old, 9 years coaching. Bach, 82 and 26. In his coaching career so far, 9 years, 76% winning percentage, 55 and 10 at Oklahoma, 31 and 16 at USC, 3 and 4 in bowl games. Smart young coach. Been coaching for a long time, Buck. He's 42 years old. Probably he's been a head coach since he was almost 32, 33?
Yeah, 2017 was his first year. So what was that, 8 years ago?
Yeah. So young coach, plenty of talent, known mostly for Heisman quarterbacks when we talk about Lincoln Riley and the things he done at Oklahoma and plus at USC with his Heisman winning quarterbacks. I think he has your boy, don't he?
Yeah, so it's actually a funny story is I really respected Lincoln Riley and expected more out of USC because I've been to 2 USC games, or excuse me, I should say 2 Lincoln Riley games. One was Oklahoma and Kansas State years back, then another one was the USC spring game. So I've been to two Lincoln Riley games, and I've seen 3 Heisman quarterbacks. That's incredible. So he had Baker Mayfield and Kyler Murray at Oklahoma, and then Caleb Williams at USC. So I appreciate that. Now, oddly enough, too, I went to a lot of Nebraska games growing up. I'd never seen Heisman Trophy winning quarterbacks. I still don't know if I've seen one at a Nebraska game or Heisman Trophy winners at all.
Eric Crouch.
Well, yeah, Eric Crouch. That's true. So I have, yeah. But then I also saw Travis Hunter play, as many of us did too. So it's been on a little bit of a run there. But nevertheless, Lincoln Riley, quarterback guru, Jaden Maiava coming into this game, very good player. Remember, he took over for Miller Moss halfway through last year. I think his first start, in fact, was against Nebraska. Had started the previous year for half a season at UNLV. I don't know if he's the next Heisman Trophy winner, but he definitely is a pretty darn good quarterback. Remember, USC, as we talk about Lincoln Riley, and maybe he hasn't won as much as they need to, it hasn't been on the offensive side. And once again, this year, they come in to this game with the number 1 total offense in the nation.
Yeah, when we look at their offense, Bock, we're going to break it down. When we're going to look at both of their offenses, Nebraska and USC, when we look at the rushing part of it, Bock, Nebraska averages 128.8 yards a game rushing. That's 101 in the nation. When we go to USC, Bock, different story there. 203.9 rushing yards a game, which ranks 23 in the nation right now when we look at that part. So if we're gonna probably not grade these teams, but see where they equal out at, we can give rushing part to USC.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly is. That's what the incredible thing about their offense. And I know you didn't mention passing yet, but they throw for over 325 yards passing. And generally, that's okay, a pass heavy team. They run for over 200 yards a game, like you're saying. Yeah. That's incredible. It is worth noting that I believe their starting running back, Wayman Jordan, will not be available in this game. King Miller, though, who has been the backup, he's stepped in very well in the past. I think he averages over 8 yards per carry this year at this point now. And also in their victory over Michigan, ran 18 times for 158 yards. So very capable running back, even if it's not without their first one, their number 1 guy, Wayman Jordan. But if you can imagine, it's USC, it's the number 1 offense. They have some athletes. King Miller will be among them. Eli Sanders, another guy that's going to be, I actually don't know if he's available. I know Bryant Jackson's coming in. They're a little bit banged up at the running game. So we'll see if that's affected too much. But they're still kind of bringing these guys. King Miller, by the way, just a redshirt freshman. So it will be a big moment for him.
Oh, yeah, Bob. When we look at that part, but when you talk about the passing part, you did say they average 325 yards a game, which is number 1 in the nation. Nebraska's at 272, which is 25 ranked in the nation. When we look at total offense, Nebraska 401 is at 57. USC is at 530, Bock, a whopping number 1 in the nation, 42.4 points a game, which is 5. Nebraska 35 points a game, which is 31 in the nation. Rushing defense, when we go through that part, Nebraska's 89 and USC is 57. Pass defense, 127.5 is Nebraska, which is we all know is number 2. UCLA doesn't give up that. USC doesn't give up that much still, about 228 yards, which gives them number 80 in the nation right now. Pass efficient defense, we're number 4. They're number 90. Total defense, we're 12, and they're 36. They're 68 at 365 yards a game. Scoring defense, they only give up 2 points, 5 points less than us. They're 56, we're 31. Pun, everything's kind of equal. But Bock, when you talk about this offensive line they got now, Bock, I want you to go when we do you want to go to break first, or you want to go through
the line real quick?
All right, let's just do the offensive part. Go through the offensive part, Bock, of the USC depth chart.
All right, let's start. We already talked about Jaden Mayava. He's 6'4", 230 pounds. Number 14, he'll be having a big impact on this game at quarterback. We talked about King Miller, their number one running back for the game, 6 foot, 210 pounds, redshirt freshman. I did mention Eli Sanders. He's out for the season. Bryant Jackson will be their backup. Tight end, Lake McCray. And they use their tight ends. 2 of their top 4 receivers as far as receptions go and yards going into this game. And they are number 3 and number 4, but they are their tight ends. Lake McCray, number 87, 6'4", 250-pound senior. Walker Lyons, also a guy to look out for as he is another tight end they use often, 6'4", 245 pounds, a sophomore, number 85. Lake McCray, though, the bigger of the threats out of the both of them, 16 receptions, 307 yards, 2 touchdowns thus far on the season. At wide receiver, Tenick Hines, a freshman, 6 foot, 195 pounds. He has been pretty good for them, 15 receptions, 170 yards, and a touchdown. Jacoby Lane, who played in just, I think, every game except for the Nebraska game last year for them, number 8. He's tall, 6'4", 200 pounds. He's their second lead receiver, 24 catches, 424 yards, and 3 touchdowns. The big one to watch out at wideout is Mekhi Lemon, one of the leading receivers in the nation. 5'11", 195-pound junior, has 48 receptions for 758 yards and 6 touchdowns on the year. Really blew it up against Michigan State, had 127, against Illinois, had 151. Their win against Michigan, 93 yards. So he's been very consistent. He's their biggest threat on the offensive side of the ball.
I say this about one thing I say about this guy. If you miss the tackle, he will score.
Yeah.
He will turn it up and go. And not afraid to come across the middle. And Nebraska better be looking both ways because he's a real speedster when we talk about that kid.
Yeah, I mean, their tackling is going to be very important this week, but specifically on number 6, to your point. The offensive line, it's big. Center, let's start at center. Number 50, Gianre Reed, 6'3", 320 pounds. He's a senior. At right guard, Alina Noah, 6'3", 315 pounds. Also, I mean, he is a junior, actually. Their left guard, Tobias Raymond, 6'6", 315 pounds. He is a sophomore. Their tackles will start at right tackle, number 74, Justin Tawanawa, 6'6", 315 pounds, redshirt freshman. At left tackle, Elijah Page, 6'7", 325 pounds.
And he's
sophomore.
coming back this week. They was talking about him the other day, and I seen him. I think I was watching X or something. He ran across the screen, and I said, "Good Lord, that is a big boy." And this whole offense is big. If you even look at the backups, Bob, 6'4", 315, redshirt freshman, 6'6", 350. And they got a young team, Bob. I think the only older guys that we see on this team are the tight end and the center. All the rest of them are young guys.
Yeah, they're going to bring a lot of guys back. And to that offensive line, I also want to point out they're number 15, or excuse me, they are number 9 in the nation in sacks allowed. Despite being the number 1 passing team in the country, meaning they drop back a lot, they've only given up 6 sacks on the year. Of course, Nebraska's given up more than that in a few games this season. So Nebraska coming off a game where they didn't have any tackles for loss or sacks. They're going to need to get some pressure and maybe disrupt USC a little bit with that offensive line, but it's going to be difficult.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult, Bach, but you know what? We're Huskers. We're built for this. We got to get it into those young men heads that we're built for this type of game. This type of game is just a blink away, Bach. And you know what? Once we blink, we're going to be playing. And once the scoreboard ends at the end of the game, Bach, guess what? Nebraska's going to be victorious. And yes, I did say victorious, but I don't know who I'm going with this week. So, you know, I'm tired of taking that one game lost every week for the fans. I want to take it for myself one day and pick elsewhere. 93.7 The Ticket, Bock the Blackshirt. We'll be right back.
Rick Heyman here from Starter Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Starter Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at starterheyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high school schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Are you tired of your usual barbershop experience? Stop into Scissors and Scotch today. I know what you're thinking. Drink during a haircut? Don't worry. First comes the precision cut from one of their experienced barbers, followed by your complimentary cocktail in their upscale lounge. Scissors and Scotch blends your old school barber feel with your favorite watering hole. And now you can earn $10 off by simply mentioning the ticket. And if you're an existing member, still mention the ticket for an exclusive offer. Offer valid at Lincoln location only. Scissors and Scotch, located just south of 30th and Yankee Hill, and online at lincoln.scissorscotch.com. Attention all Wings fans, Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays enjoy 40% off boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.39 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today, 68th and O, or in Williamsburg Village.
When the clock strikes zero after every Nebraska football game, there's only one place to go for instant coverage. Tune in for the Husker After Party Postgame Show on 93.7 The Ticket for each game, win or lose. Call in with all your takes or text the show at 464-5685 and hear quotes from the players and coaches too. It's the Husker After Party Postgame Show, sponsored by Anderson Ford and Vinny Kreekak of State Farm Insurance.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket. Every Saturday morning now in our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
You're listening to Bock the Blackshirt, on air and online at theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Bock the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. We are on Monday through Friday from 1 to 3, so check us out. And plus, when we come back at the beginning of the hour, we're going to listen to Matt Rhule and hear what he has to say. As you know, Matt Rhule signed a 2-year extension this morning to keep him in Nebraska through 2032 and a $15 million buyout. All right, Bock, let's go over the defense for USC and how big those guys are.
Yeah, the defense, I mean, this is where Nebraska hopefully has a little bit of an opportunity. Of course, their defense is going to have to shut down that high ranked passing and just total offense altogether for USC. Their defense, as we've gone over the numbers, not quite as good, but they still, if you can imagine, out there in USC have a lot of athletes flying around. So we can start here on the defensive line, why don't we? For the USC defense, number one, Cameron Crawford will start 6'5", 265 pounds. He is a sophomore, tied for the team lead with 3.5 sacks on the year. Their other defensive end, Anthony Lucas, 6'5", 285 pounds senior. He wears number 6. Defensive tackles, number 8, Devon Tompkins, 6'5", 290 pounds. And 97, Jide Abasari, 6'5", 295 pounds as well for him. You look at their the linebacker unit at Mike linebacker, number 23, Desmond Stevens, 6'3", 235 pound sophomore. At the will linebacker, Jaden Walker, 6'2", 235 pounds. He is a redshirt freshman. And then if you look at their Sam linebacker, number 18, Eric Gentry, 6'6", 225 pounds. He is the leading tackler on the year for the USC Trojans. Has also forced 3 fumbles on the year. So look out for Gentry, number 18.
6'6" linebacker?
Say that again. Yeah, 6'6" linebacker.
Dang.
So, yeah, he's a big guy out there. Cornerback, Marcellus Williams, 5'11", 185 pound redshirt freshman. They're opposite side, number 17, DeCarlos Nicholson, 6'3", 205 pounds. He is a senior. Their safeties are pretty darn good. Number 7, Kamari Ramsey, 6 foot, 205 pound junior. And the one to look out for, number 19, Bishop Fitzgerald. He's 5'11", 205 pounds. He is a senior. He is a transfer from North Carolina State. He has been a ball hawk throughout his career. He has 5 picks on the year this year, but he's got a total in his career of 10 picks. So look out for him. He returned one for a touchdown. He would be the guy that I would hopefully kind of stay away from
Jim
if you can.
Jim Thorpe Award semifinals, I think.
Yeah, he's up there. By the way, backing him up is Kennedy Urlacher. You might know the name, the Urlacher name.
Brian Urlacher's son?
Brian Urlacher's son.
What? Okay.
I mean, there's a couple connections that USC on the USC team that Nebraska fans might know too. I doubt he gets into the game, but with 1 reception for 6 yards this year is Corey Sims. If you recognize that name out of St. Louis, Missouri, his dad used to play ball here at Nebraska in the early 2000s. So there's a couple connections that you might know deeper on the roster, but those are the starters we've gone over so far. We also usually talk or at least give a shout out to the special teams. In this case, we should at least know how deep the kicker can go, right? So if we look at it at this point in the season, Ryan Sayeri is 12 of 13 on the year. He's hit 1 from 54 yards. In fact, he's 4 of 4 over 40 yards. So we'll see. I mean, they seem to have a guy that has range and that they have confidence in. But if you know, USC, they like to score touchdowns more than field goals. So we'll see how many times we'll see their place kicker run out there.
All right, Bock. If people don't know, USC lead the series 5-0-1. Last meeting 2024. USC 28, Nebraska 20. Both teams had the identical records at the end of last year, so something has to give this game, Bock. When we talk about coaching staff, whose coaching staff do you think is better, USC's or Nebraska's, when we talk about coaching wise?
Well, that's interesting. Let me pull up a little bit of UCLA's USC. Now you got me starting to say UCLA. USC's football staff here too, because obviously Lincoln Riley against Matt Rhule is a pretty good competitive matchup there. Obviously Lincoln Riley's had some better schools to work with than Matt Riley or Matt Rhule to this point. So you could probably argue on Lincoln Riley's behalf, but one way or the other, obviously on the day that Matt Rhule gets an extension, he's a pretty darn good coach himself. So the defensive coordinator is D'Anton Lynn. Remember, he came over from UCLA, so they kind of took him over. It's his first year. Solid, obviously solid. Josh Henson, their offensive coordinator, it's his third year there. He came over from Texas A&M. Before that, you kind of look down the list. Don't see anybody necessarily that stands out a whole lot as far as their position coaches go. A lot of them, along with Lincoln Riley in their first to third year with the team. So I think Nebraska's got one of the best coaching staffs in the nation when we talk about offensive coordinator, we talk about special teams. So I think I would probably lean toward Nebraska, but special teams especially. We'll get to our keys later in this week. I think USC is probably, you just kind of match it up. There's a reason they're favored. But I think when you talk about special teams and the impact it's played this far in the year, this is a game where it could certainly swing. USC, by the way, and I'm talking either way. USC isn't especially good at punt returns or kickoff returns, but their punt returner / kickoff returner is Mekhi Lynch.
Yeah.
So he can break the game one way or the other. And obviously Nebraska has shown that they're able to do that. So this could definitely be a game that swings on a big special teams play from one team or the other as well.
Has Lincoln Riley and Matt Rhule played each other besides that 1 year? Did they ever do anything in the Big 12 when they played each other?
I know Matt Rhule's kind of talked about Lincoln Riley being a friend, or at least a guy that he would sit down and talk with if he passed by him at the bar. So at least they've got that going. They have they've got their Big Ten chat, as every conference seems to have now. I'd have to look that up. I'm not sure if they ran into each other. I'm sure they did a year at Oklahoma to see if there's been a past matchup between the two coaches.
All right, Bock, let's go to break. And when we come back, we'll listen to some Matt Rhule. 2-year extension, 2032. Nebraska Cornhusker head coach is here to stay. 93.7 The Ticket, Bock and the Black Shirt. Be right back.
Sometimes good people make mistakes. When you find yourself in need of an attorney, call Liberty Law Group. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group will defend you in court and protect your freedom to get you the best possible outcome and the justice you deserve. Trust your freedom to Liberty Law Group, the best criminal attorneys in Nebraska and Iowa. Call them today at 877-404-5238. That's 877-404-5238. Or check them out online at libertylawgroup.com.
The party is back on in Lincoln this fall, and there's no party like the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the whole ticket crew for 2.5 hours of pregame coverage before every home and away game this football season as they get you ready for the game. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show at our downtown studio at 11th and O, sponsored by Select Plumbing, Raising Cane's, Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Currency, and the Kindler Hotel.
Are you tired of your usual barbershop experience? Stop into Scissors and Scotch today. I know what you're thinking. Drink during a haircut? Don't worry. First comes the precision cut from one of their experienced barbers, followed by your complimentary cocktail in their upscale lounge. Scissors and Scotch blends your old school barber feel with your favorite watering hole. And now you can earn $10 off by simply mentioning the ticket. And if you're an existing member, still mention the ticket for an exclusive offer. Offer valid at Lincoln location only. Scissors and Scotch, located just south of 30th and Yankee Hill, and online at lincoln.scissorscotch.com.
Celebrate Halloween with the Lincoln Stars a day early on Thursday, October 30th, as the Stars host the Sioux City Musketeers. Wear your favorite costume to the game, as there's a contest for both adults and kids with prizes for both age levels. Also, it's a Chuck-a-Puck night, and PBR beers are 2 for $6. It's Halloween Eve at the Icebox on Thursday, October 30th versus the Sioux City Musketeers. Get your tickets today at lincolnstars.com.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
We interrupt this commercial break for an important story.
There once was a man from Nebraska who went searching for food in Alaska. When his stomach was rumbling while laying in bed, he could think of only one option, Führer's cheese spread. So he left at once and drove day and night to return back home for cheese spread delight. Now his stomach is full and the voice in his head tells him no more vacations without Führer's cheese spread. Find yours today at most local grocers.
Did you know that deer collisions are covered under the comprehensive portion of your car insurance? That means, like with hail damage or vandalism, since they are out of your control, they don't usually raise your insurance rates. And that's a good thing, since most deer don't carry liability insurance. At Eustace Body Shop, we fixed all kinds of animal collision damage, from cows to raccoons, bobcats, and even turkeys. We can't do much for the animal, but we can get your car back on all fours and looking like new again.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial to residential to agriculture storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post-frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now. In our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. You're listening to Bock and the Blackshirt.
Terrell Farley.
Defending Terrell Farley, who last week in his first start was a holy terror, number 43.
And Jake Bockoven. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Powered by Bauer.
All right, welcome back to Bock and the Blackshirt, 93.7 The Ticket. Nebraska has lost 28 straight consecutive games to ranked opponents, including Week 4 setback against Michigan. Dylan Rhule says, I believe God is saying, here is another opportunity. Let's see what you got to do with it. I don't put God in football situations, Bock. That's not my motto. I think God gave us the ability to play football, but when it comes down to the game, it's all about development, practice, learning your opponent, and just good old-fashioned football. Now, you said Matt Rhule is 0-5 against Lincoln Riley, dating back to the old Big 12 days, Bob.
I think as head coaches at least, and I'm having a little bit of trouble with AI not working with me too much because it says that he's 1-5. I can't find his one. But as far as the losses go, because I don't think there is one. I don't think there is a win. Lincoln Riley, as a head coach at Oklahoma, beat Matt Rhule's 1-11 Baylor team 44-41, pretty close in 2017 over number 3 OU outlasted that Baylor team. 2018, the 7-6 Baylor Bears went down 33-66. to Lincoln Riley's number 6 Oklahoma team. 2019 is when it got interesting, right? That was the year 3 Matt Rhule jump. Come up just short in those games, 31-34 in regular season to number 10 Oklahoma, and then a 30-23 overtime loss in the Big 12 championship against Oklahoma. And then, of course, there was the USC game last year where USC beat Nebraska 28-20. So by my count, that's 0-5. AI is telling me that at some point that Matt Rhule got a victory in there, but I can't find it.
All right, Robert Colwell said he's on YouTube, Bach. He says, can't wait to be in the stadium Saturday. 62 years old, gonna be wild and fun. You go there, man. You go there.
Is, yeah.
And make sure and make sure you wear your black. I started the trend today. Today is Blackout Thursday here at the Ticket with me and Bach. And don't forget, Bach, it is, what is it today? Do you know what today is, Bach?
Oh, I'm looking forward to some beef jerky.
Smoking gun jerky of Nebraska Thursday here. And me and Bach will have our taste test next segment. And Bach, it's a hot one in there. And I got to tell you, it's hot. So get your water ready. All right, Bach, we said we're going to give them what they want. Let's start with Matt Rhule. Go ahead, Bach.
All right, here's Matt Rhule. Why now, Coach Rhule, for the contract extension?
That's really, Troy and them. And they've been, like I said, I mean, I have a representative and they kind of handle all those things. My thing was, hey, whenever it's done, I want to sign it. I want to do it. I don't want our team being like, I know coach says he's here, but I want to send a message to the recruits. I want to send a message to our players. Sometimes people go other places and then they're like, oh, I can't tell you, coaches that have left have called me and said, gosh, I wish I wouldn't have left. So it's like, it's just I wanted to get it over with and done with. And but this didn't start 2 weeks ago. This was kind of, they started talking to me about this weeks and earlier. And from the whole time, it's always been we want to be there. That's it. I want to give this team everything I have and not be distracted with anything else. So when they were able to get it done, we were able to get it done.
So there you go. That's the timing. It just worked out for this week. And again, I think that the timing might be more interesting on Troy Dannon's behalf than it is for Matt Rhule. Plenty more to talk about here with his contract extension, though, so we'll keep it going. Let's get into just the opening statement about the contract extension.
The great thing about this for me is, when you're a head coach and they bring in another athletic director, he didn't hire you. And so for Troy to come to me with this, I think he started talking to me like week 3 and really maybe just say, hey, let's talk about this. Let you know that you're his coach, and the same way with Dr. Gold. I mean, lots of people, they're there for those good moments. After we lost to Minnesota, Dr. Gold, as I'm walking on the field, runs up to me, shakes my hand and says, he came in the locker room. I mean, you don't find that very many places. And so for me, I know everyone wants to win, but usually people have different ideas of how to do it. And everyone wants to win until it gets really hard. And then people have a tendency to back away. And what we have here is we have people that are willing to do the hard things and invest. I think from the very first day I got here, it was like, hey, I know the optics are going to be, why are you hiring this many people? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? But you can't live in optics. I mean, you have to live in, hey, this is college football is changing. And this has been do or die time for universities, and the alignment we have and the willingness to invest in the program, to invest in the facilities. And I think you're seeing a great time in the Husker athletics. I couldn't imagine telling my daughters, like, hey, guess what? We're not going to go to the Husker women's volleyball games because we're going to take another. Like, they would be like, what? That we told them last night, like, hey, it wasn't signed till some people put some things out yesterday and it wasn't true. And I was hoping to get to today and have it be done. And my daughter's like, oh, that's cool. Can you get us 4 tickets to the Husker volleyball game on Sunday? Like, just what a unparalleled. I mean, it maybe happened before, but I've never been a part of so much athletic excellence to see wrestling. I can't wait to watch basketball. I can't wait to baseball and golf. So just to be a small part of that, but that comes from the top. That comes from the board. That comes from the president. And that certainly comes from Troy and his team.
There you go. The opening statement from Coach Rhule on the contract extension. Really interesting, with both those talks, kind of talking about the grass isn't always greener. He's heard it from coaches before. And that might play into this next statement. He was talking about staying at Nebraska instead of looking at Penn State.
I won't speak on any other jobs, and just out of respect for everybody else. And all I'll say is, as I said to you guys that one day, this has happened every year where someone's called, right? Like, and so, but this is our home. Like, we love living here. I just can't say that enough, right? Like, I just, at the end of the day, it's football's football. Like, I'm going to get up and I'm going to get in my car at whatever time in the morning, come in and work, and then drive home. My kids are going to go to school. They're going to be in the community. My wife's going to run her business. My wife's going to be out in the community. And like, sometimes Julie goes into the office on Sunday after we beat Northwestern, but she also went in the office in her business on Sunday after Minnesota. And people have just absolutely welcomed us and embraced us. And I mean, my goal is to win enough games here that someday I can retire here and people, are nice to me in the gas station. I was like, oh, here he is again. No, that's all I've ever wanted. And so I see the Pete, like, I go out to practice yesterday, and Coach Darlington, so it was so cold on Tuesday, and everyone's standing watching practice inside the doors. So I said, close the doors. If you want to be at practice, you got to stand outside. I look out there yesterday. It was one of the coldest days I've ever coached, and I coach in shorts every day, right? George Darlington is sitting in a chair outside the closed door. I said, guys, open the door for Coach Darlington, please. But like, think about the life he's lived, right? And I know he left for a little bit and came back. And so it's just home. And so for me, it wasn't about necessarily even the job. And I'll just tell you, Sam, I've left too many teams. I left too many players, and the players always understood, and they were always grateful to me. I could not leave these guys. I love this team, and I love this group, and I love where we're headed. I love the recruits. Every recruit that called me when my name started, I said, I'm not going anywhere. There's been no so this was for, and I think people minimize like that woman right there. Like, she's moved all over creation for me, and she's done everything for me. Like, she loves it here. My kids love it here. I love it here.
All right, Bock. When now, that was I actually like that part of what Matt Rhule's talking about. I think the simple part we have to look at now is that the kids understand that he's going to be here now. Now they can get that monkey off their back. Maybe they can get back to playing A1 football like we were before. All this talk that came up. Maybe these guys are sure better playing now that they know their coach is safe and not being swept away by the Penn State news. Maybe we're onto something now that we can go out here and perform against a USC team that we need to beat. I mean, we need this game badly, Bock. We need the last 4 games badly. So this is just the beginning of something that, I hope these guys understand the magnitude of this game Saturday, because, one strike and you're out. So, this is not a 3-strike inning right here, Bock. This is lose a game and you go home. This is like, like college basketball. When the big tournament comes, you lose, you go home. So, and I think these guys need to really just grasp, understand what they're doing out there, Bock. That's the thing when you talk about college football, because when you practice perfect, you play perfect. When you're able to line up against the opponent, Bock, and already know the things that they doing, that they're gonna do, when you can figure out their audibles, when you can read the quarterback better than anything, these guys need to grasp what they're doing off the field, not on the field. When you go into those study rooms, when you go into those team meetings, really pay attention, really grasp the offense, really try to learn, really take your own notebook in there, Bock, and have something you could just glance at every once in a while when you're at home. Hey, I see this formation. I know only 3 or 4 plays they're going to do. We need those type of guys that's going to be in there that's ready for that action that's coming for them Saturday.
Yeah, it certainly is interesting. And you mentioned it, the way the game is kind of being perceived this week as a college football playoff eliminator. Kind of weird for a team in the back end of the top 25 and a team that's not even ranked, I think, has 1 vote. But that's college football with the extended playoff to where it is now. I think it's a bit ridiculous and silly, but at the same time, it's reality, because that's what can happen. Talk about a if you want to call it a franchise or program changing opportunity here. In USC, again, I don't want to build them to be some giant that Nebraska can't slay. It's an okay team. They've lost 2 games themselves. But if Nebraska does win this week, and everybody wants to say, I don't want to even begin to talk about playoffs, and that's fine, but it's staring you right in the face if Nebraska wins this week. Still would have to take care of business against UCLA, Penn State, and Iowa. And I would say to this point, I would not necessarily guess that Nebraska is going to go 3-0 in that. But if they beat USC, then maybe you have an argument. Again, if they play like they did against Minnesota, they're not going to win any of those games. So we got to see how this team is coming along. But that's where it is, and it's very interesting. Matt Rhule was asked as well Speaking of that, how close as a program is Nebraska to a college football playoff?
I always believe, champions behave like champions before they're champions. They have a winning standard of performance. That's Bill Walsh. And so, like so often, I remember when I was back at Temple and it was like, well, should we build a stadium on campus, not build a stadium on campus? It's like, well, if we can get in the ACC, then we'll build the stadium. Well, you got to do this to do this, right? And so it's hard to invest when like you're in dreary times, right? So I feel like we have everything now in place to move forward, right? I think we have an amazing coaching staff. We have the build, like you think about it, this 2026 class and early 2027, this is the first recruiting class that didn't have to wear hard hats at some point to walk through the building. Like, so I know everyone's like, oh, you have a great building, but like we unveiled it really this summer to most people. Like the 7-on-7, that was the first time people really saw it. So now all of a sudden you're starting to, like, you see our 2027 class is going to be killer. And it's like, yeah, because they've seen this now. They've been raised in it. So I think we're poised to go compete at the highest levels. And the thing is, the mark's going to keep changing, Sam. Like everything, the rules are going to change. Everything's going to change, and it's just going to be like, it's my belief in Troy, my belief in his vision and Haven's vision and all the people that I work with, that no matter what as the mark moves, that we'll keep being the ones trying to chase it, not waiting to see how everybody else chases it and then say, okay, let's go do it. I would be remiss if I didn't take this time to thank Tom and Sean Peed, because I just, if they don't do 1890 when they did, and if they don't invest, and and then people that work for them, Joe Seelig, Matt Davis, and all those guys, like if they don't do what they did, we're dead. I mean, we're sitting here at 6-2 with a cool game on Saturday, like because of a lot of people, but certainly because of them. And so, you chase that, and you have people like that stepping in. And so I just think it's more about like, where's the mark move? But I feel like we're really well positioned right now. And that's why, this extension hopefully tells recruits that, like, hey, you don't have to worry about it. Like we could have gone somewhere else probably, and we want to be here. Not like, hey, all right, we got to be here. We want to be here. And so
Matt, we're kind of continuing that conversation a little bit with this next clip here. The importance of a financial investment into the program and now into the future certainly is a big part of what what we expected, Matt Rhule to kind of want out of any sort of contract moving forward. Here's Coach Rhule talking about that.
Yeah, since the day that Troy got here, there's nothing that he hasn't done. And I just think that was an opportunity for me to make sure everybody out there knows, like, hey, this is the future of college football, and I want us to be just at the forefront. And so it's more philosophical. Not like they came to me and say, hey, we're going to do this. They've already been doing those. Hey, we're going to do this, this, and this. I just think like, I think when you look at our legacy and our history at Nebraska, who we are, that we're the first to do so many things. And so that was an opportunity. Like, this isn't like, oh, hey, the contract goes to what years? 2032? The chances I'm alive in 2032, honestly. So it's the 2 years I appreciate. This is about the program, and it's about stability, and it's about investing, and so Troy's been amazing. Dr. Gold's been amazing. The board, there's things that have to be done, and these are really, really uncertain times. Like, I'm signing a contract extension today, and I know that there's people that are cold and hungry, right? And so, we understand. We understand how hard some of this is. At the same time, Nebraska football needs stability. They need investment, and they've been doing it nonstop. So I'm grateful.
I'm not really sure what to make of that. Did he say he's not sure he's going to be alive in 2032? I hope he is. I don't know. That was kind of a weird response. But again, he's great with his words more often than not. That one might have caught him off guard a little bit. Let's go into the importance of the weekend for building recruiting momentum.
And for me, my focus is on 2026s. My focus is on 20. We're still trying to go get some more guys in 26. We're trying to get some 2027s. We're trying to get some 2028s. It's a night game. There'll be all kinds of guys that end up in the portal that watch this. There's going to be kids that are in 7th grade that see this game and say like, oh, you know what? That's a cool place. And so, it's a awesome week to show off everything that we have here. I think it's an awesome week for students in general. Like, you know what I mean? Like why would you not come? Why would you not come to the University of Nebraska from wherever you live? It's safe, it's cheap, it's easy living, it's awesome. There's cool things happening on campus. Like, oh, by the way, you can go watch a great football game with 90,000 other people, and then go over and watch an amazing volleyball game if you can get tickets to it. And then I still don't have 4 tickets for Sunday. That's how good they are. Right? I mean, like, I got extension, I got all these things. I don't have 4 tickets for Sunday, and no one send me tickets. I'll get them. I'm just joking. Like, that's how good they are, right? So I mean, so I just think it's a great moment to show off our university. But you better play well too. But I think all the stuff like the crowd and all that stuff, I don't know that people have recognized what it is. Like, I didn't recognize what it was till I got here, and so now it's like, right, let's show it off.
Yeah. I've always known what Nebraska was, Bob. Is the part when you start winning is the best part of being in Nebraska. I mean, you're gonna have everybody on their feet Saturday, so it's your job to go out there and have these guys ready, because all eyes are going to be on Nebraska Saturday. I mean, we can't go out there and play for them, Bach. Only thing we can do is cheer for them.
That's right.
So that's your job from here to Saturday, to get these young men ready to go out there, and if it goes south, then hey, it goes south.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully it doesn't. All these good feelings and everybody's happy that today will can turn pretty quickly, as we know. And I hope Nebraska fans don't completely do that outside of a complete meltdown. But like you said, you want to be represented well and feel like the program is heading in the right direction. And you don't just want to say that throughout the week. You want it to show up on Saturdays. Nebraska's got as big of an opportunity as they've had throughout the year to show that off. So hopefully they can get it done against the Trojans. Real quickly, we'll get to Matt Rhule's injury report. We can hear from Troy Dannon in the next segment more about kind of the contract stuff. But Matt Rhule did talk a little bit about USC specifically as well.
Yeah, Turner will play right tackle this week. Pritchett will play left. Other than that, I think we're healthy.
There you go. Just kind of the talk about that tackle spot, which again, it's going to be very important. We talked about Maryland when they were one of the best teams at sacks kind of heading into that game. Nebraska did a good job of limiting them. Here are with another challenge. Nebraska now beat up more than they maybe have ever been at the tackle position. And again, USC coming in here, averaging 3 sacks a game, number 15 in the nation with that. So we talk about all these different facts and different things that could swing a game. And certainly that could be another one, and talk about the crowd and losing momentum, all that. If it's a sack fest, that's where people are really gonna start teeing off again.
Bach, I love everything about college football, but the money part, man, it seems like college football is just greedy. Like when you talk about 40 million for this, a couple of million for that. I mean, what just happened to the days of just going out playing football? We make such a big deal of having a 25 to 30 to 40 million dollar rosters now. I mean, it just makes me sick hearing about it. It's just, I mean, I like what 1562 says. It makes me cringe hearing the head coach feel like he has to frown all over some rich people that have basically purchased the athletic department. Makes me sick. Makes me want to give up on collegiate athletes. Society is not going in the right direction.
Well, again, I mean, it is it kind of is what it is at this point.
I mean, you gotta go bankrupt trying to beg all these people for you gonna make some of them go bankrupt trying to get millions of dollars from these kids. They must have a lot of money, Bob.
Well, it is again. If you kind of get into it, there's talks around it as well, getting into private equity at some point. I think it will. College football's never looked more like a professional sports league than ever. I think you almost have to. Again, I hate to say it because it's not going to see the same college football. But I think you've already done it. I think you've got to lean into it. You got to structure it that way. It's not perfect. It's not going to be what college football was. It's not going to be playing for the love of the sport. And we kind of talked to some former players the other day, and you should be in that category to be more mad about it than anybody, right? I get it from a fan standpoint. It's not what we once had, but I think the only thing that's worse, for a former player is as far as not.
But you gotta, what the part I talk about is why can't we do better with the team, like the teams that don't have the money that are out there succeeding? Vanderbilt, they don't have that much money, Buck. I mean, you could say they do, but they don't. And they're not, they're 7-1. When you talk about the other teams, I mean, when you look at Georgia Tech, they don't have that money, Bob. I'm just saying, BYU, they don't have that money. I mean, when you look at only the top teams every year have that money, but you always have some guys that can get in that conversation that don't have that money also.
Yeah, and there's something to it. And I'll say that. I mean, there's, Indiana, obviously the biggest example of that, kind of rising from the ashes there. But it's going to be about program stability. We kind of say this about recruiting. It's going to be the same thing in NIL moving forward. Recruiting was, you don't have to be the number one team in the nation, but more often than not, you better be top 10, top 15, or you don't have a chance at a national championship.
When you look at it, though, Bob, when I talk about that Navy, Tulane, Washington, Iowa, South Florida, San Diego State, James Madison, North Texas, Pittsburgh, these are teams that are receiving votes in the top 25 that don't have that money, though. Cincinnati, team we beat, don't have that money. Still able to play at a great level in college football without having $30-40 million.
But again, to my point, how long are you going to be able to do that?
Yeah, I mean,
how long till somebody comes in and swoops in your coach that's overachieving at that program and takes him?
How long you gonna think that Ohio State can keep all these players, that Indiana can keep all these players? Players want to play now. I mean, some might take a friendly discount to go to a team to help them out. I mean, it's not all about the money all the time. I mean, Alabama's going to be Alabama. Georgia's going to be Georgia. Oregon's going to be Oregon. Ohio State's going to be Ohio State. You're never going to get over the hump of those guys, Bob. You probably try to get close to them, but they already got a jump start on everybody.
They do, but again, that's part of it. In my opinion, again, you can have a good year, you can have a good couple years, but if you're not going to be able to consistently fork out the money, it's going to be like in recruiting. Again, good year here and there, might be able to rise up, but somebody's going to come and buy your coach, buy your program. That's what Nebraska's trying to make sure doesn't happen with the momentum that they have now. Are there other coaches that are maybe overachieving more than Matt Rhule? Sure, but it's again, what is the stability of that? Indiana recognized that they locked their coach in. They have the resources, probably partially because of the winning season, to do so. But not every program is going to be that way. As we get further into the age of money mattering more in college sports, I think we're going to further see that separation. Or at the very least, what has happened with the expanded playoffs is the Ohio State, as long as they get in, they're going to have a chance every year. Their goal, as much as the goal for college football is to get to the college football playoff, that's not Ohio State's goal.
Yeah. Nick and McCook says BYU has that Mormon money. They're loaded. Yeah, they don't have power. They don't have radios. They don't have phones. I like BYU, man. I tell you what, they got a team over there. Some good athletes. What I seen that Iowa State game, how they tied it up, and then now they went up by like 20, Bock, in like 2 minutes. 93.7 the ticket. Bock in the black shirt. We'll be right back.
Shwezo Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Shwezo Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at shwezo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com. Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program by building a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Sometimes good people make mistakes. When you find yourself in need of an attorney, call Liberty Law Group. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group will defend you in court and protect your freedom to get you the best possible outcome and the justice you deserve. Trust your freedom to Liberty Law Group, the best criminal attorneys in Nebraska and Iowa. Call them today at 877-404-5238. That's 877-404-5238. or check them out online at libertylawgroup.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial to residential to agriculture storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post-frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Hey guys, it's Nick. High school football postseason action is already here, and 93.7 The Ticket is bringing you all the hits starting this Friday. Join me and Jay Foreman from Malcolm High School as we broadcast Class C2 action with 11 seed Lincoln Lutheran doing battle against number 6 Malcolm. Kickoff is slated for 7 p.m. with pregame coverage coming your way at 6:45 p.m. It's the first round of the high school football playoffs, and it's right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We interrupt this commercial break for an important story.
There once was a man from Nebraska who went searching for food in Alaska. When his stomach was rumbling while laying in bed, he could think of only one option, Führer's cheese spread. So he left at once and drove day and night to return back home for cheese spread delight. Now his stomach is full and the voice in his head tells him no more vacations without Führer's cheese spread. Find yours today at most local grocers.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
The Lincoln forecast for today, frost and patchy fog possible this morning. Otherwise, mainly sunny skies and be breezy today. The high near 59. Tonight, mainly clear skies and light winds. The low around 36. And tomorrow, we'll see increasing clouds throughout the day. It'll be breezy. The high near 54. I'm meteorologist Kyle Becker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You're listening to Bock and the Blackshirt, on air and online at theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back to the Bock and the Blackshirt right here. Me and Bock just did something. Bock, tell them what we did. We broke it down. I said if you gave every player $100,000, how much every year is that, Bock?
That'd be $10.5 million.
So that'll make it even for everybody, Bock. You just go to where you like.
105 players. Yeah, that's
105 players. $100,000 each player. You can pay them that. No need to pay them $800 million, $800,000, $1.5 million, $2 million. Put a cap on it. Make football equal for everybody in every team.
You're gonna have to talk Dylan quite a bit down there to 100,000.
I'm just they just don't play. If they don't want the money, don't play college football. You got to put a cap on things like this, Bob.
Yeah, that would have been one way to do things. We're kind of talking about different ideas that maybe would have organized this a lot better. I've been saying it for 10, 15 years. College football needs a commissioner because everybody has been kind of making their own choices, conference by conference, TV network by TV network, team by team, and that's how we're kind of getting to this arms race. Everybody looking for money. There would have been a way. I think there would have been a path to constructing it something like that. Certainly they're trying to do that somewhat through rev share in a different, and you kind of looking that through that scope. I mean, that could be a possibility for teams to do it that way. So it's really up to each individual team. But, without league rules or salary caps or anything like that, it's going to be hard to go backwards. And that's why I say, it's a good idea. Give everybody $100,000. Sounds good on paper. But now you've got guys making a lot more than that would not be necessarily happy with that. So we'll see kind of how college football moves forward. At some point, hopefully there's some structure in place, some continuity in that discussion for Nebraska. Of course, if you missed the big news today, contract extension signed, sealed and delivered for Matt Rhule. 2-year extension at the end of his deal. Some incentives for college football playoff appearances, $1 million to base salary each time he makes the college football playoffs. But as far as next year, the year after that, no raise whatsoever. So I think it is a team-friendly deal for Nebraska. And again, that's kind of the big news of the day. But it is Thursday. It's the day before Halloween. But Thursdays here on Bock in the Blackshirt mean that we are going to try some beef jerky from Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska. We got some excellent flavors in here, and one that scares me, I think, to even try. But we've got honey bourbon, which sounds pretty good. Certainly love a honey taste. Jamaican jerk, which that doesn't sound too bad. I'm definitely looking forward to that. The one I'm a little bit worried about is named Grim Reaper. And we've had our struggles so far on the year. As we've tried this, they usually throw us one spicy one. Of course, spicy beef jerky, part of the deal. Generally, I like it, but sometimes it can make a radio segment a little bit difficult. We're breathing like dragons last week with the spicy flavor that we got. And I think we're probably going to do the same here once we get to that. So Terrell is getting me some jerky, getting it ready, putting it together on my plate. And then he will head back over to the other side, and we can get this thing rolling here. We do have some response off the text line as well. 1508 says, be average and get beat bad by Minnesota and you'll get a contract extension. He thinks that's crazy. Some people still aren't going to look over that Minnesota thing. Now, if Nebraska beats USC, I think there will be a lot of people that can table that. But as of right now, some people aren't happy by it. Again, to them, what I would argue, back at that is, again, this was a team-friendly deal. Only extending the back end of it. Certainly could come back to bite Nebraska. I mean, you never know. I mean, things could get worse before they get better, and then you want to move on. So it's not completely bulletproof or foolproof that it's going to be a great extension at the end of the day. But I'll tell you what, I since Troy Dannon has come to Lincoln, not that I don't like him personally or anything like that, but I always want to give somebody an opportunity, but I didn't have a whole lot of reason to think, hey, here's a great move that they've done. I mean, they made some changes at Memorial Stadium, painting the end zones red, that sort of thing. But I got to say, this is my favorite move of the Troy Dannon era so far, because, again, I think this is a team-friendly extension, if you will, that puts Nebraska in a good light. But, again, that doesn't mean I'm right. Could come back to bite Nebraska at some point. But I think most people agree this is a good move for the Huskers. AD Troy Dannon and Coach Rhule. All right, are we ready? I can even look at the Grim Reaper right now, and it looks pretty scary. Are you ready to do this, Terrell?
Yeah, I'm ready, Bock. Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska. Welcome to the world of fresh, handmade, small batch jerky at Smoking Gun. They offer over 50 varieties of jerky in store, all made with special marinated. But me and Bock is gonna have this taste test. If you want some Smoking Gun Jerky, you can go to 443 North 48th Street in Lincoln, Nebraska, or you can go online to Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska and put in keyword Bock or the Black Shirt to get 10% off on your order. All right, Bock, let's go. Which one you ready? Let's go with the honey bourbon. Honey bourbon first, Bock. We're going to try the honey bourbon out and see that we like it. Let's go. I like the smell of it, Bock. The texture of it is also good.
Definitely got to take a good whiff in there.
Okay.
Olfactory sense. Give it a try. You already got it going? As usual, like you said, the texture is up to the standard that they hold there at Smoking Gun Beef Jerky of Nebraska. Never hard to chew through. Always nice and soft.
Sweet. Made with wild turkey American honey. I'm saying not that wild turkey bourbon.
Well, it is honey bourbon, so right? Is wild turkey involved in that?
I'm not a bourbon guy, Bob.
Me either, but this is delicious. It does. I mean, you kind of get I can definitely taste the honey. But It's got a really. I can taste the bourbon a little bit too. Yeah,
It's nice mellow chew to it. It's not very. Doesn't have the burst of flavors like we usually have. It has that honey bourbon thing going for it, but I like it.
Yeah.
All right, Bach.
Kind of tastes like honey glazed ham to me a little bit. Maybe I'm just thinking Thanksgiving.
Yeah, you're thinking of Thanksgiving too much. All right, Bach. Jamaican beef jerky, a little roster in your jerky. Let's get it. Try to take these big pieces because this Reaper is coming up next. I had this one before, Bob. He also gave me the jerk marinade I have at home. I haven't used it yet.
I was gonna say you cook with jerk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a guy who makes jerk sauce. I use it for my roster pasta and pork chops. And you slap a little bit on your burgers. Jerk burger.
Yeah, that's good.
I like it. Jamaican
like it too.
jerk. Yeah, a little roster in your jerky.
Prayers out to everybody in Jamaica, by the way. Terrible Hurricane Melissa going through there. But as far as the taste, yeah, it's excellent. I'm just looking at the end of this Grim Reaper. You guys should see this. I don't know if you can see it on the screen as well. But
Oh my God, Bob.
A lot of flavor, a lot of
Yes, I didn't
a lot
see
of
all
seasoning
that.
on there. Yeah,
A lot of flakes and red peppers and
they called it the Grim Reaper. I mean, they're not messing around. This is
this is the Grim Reaper. We are not responsible for consequences from handling or ingesting.
Oh my goodness. I'm
Well,
scared.
why would you give
That day
this to
before
me
Halloween.
then? Bob, you hear what this? Bob, we are not responsible. Oh my God. All right, Bob.
All right.
Grand Reaper.
Put the whole thing in your mouth. Taste the whole thing.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
It burst quick.
Yeah, it doesn't take long to get to your tongue. I don't know why I dared you to do the whole thing and did it myself. We'll see. I think this is gonna have some staying power to it.
Good Lord.
It's definitely spicy in the chew. Girl's already going to the water. I'm still chewing. You can chew through it.
Yeah, that's hot. It's hot.
You can chew through it.
Yeah. That might be the hottest one, Bob.
Yeah, I don't know how to say that it tastes spicy, like the taste of heat.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say
tastes hot.
you're trying to kill me. Woo. All
Time to
right,
collect the
Smoking
body.
Guns of Nebraska.
Woo!
443 North 48th Street, Lincoln, Nebraska. Code word Bock in the Black Shirt. SmokingGunNebraska.com of Nebraska. Put in keyword Bock or the Black Shirt. Bock, take it a break. It's hot. 93.7.
Yeah, we're gonna need
the
some water. We need water.
Woo.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
What's better than supporting your favorite radio station and eating delicious Nebraska-made products? Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska wants to highlight you, the listener, on the 93.7 The Ticket Wall of Fame at the store. Stop by the store at 48th and R in Lincoln and see their huge variety of small batch gourmet jerky. Or if you're not in the area and want to try some, go to smokinggunjerky.com and enter code EARLY for 10% off your purchase. It's the ultimate low-calorie, high-protein snack at Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
The Lincoln forecast for today, frost and patchy fog possible this morning. Otherwise, mainly sunny skies and be breezy today. The high near 59. Tonight, mainly clear skies and light winds. The low around 36. Tomorrow, we'll see increasing clouds throughout the day. It'll be breezy. The high near 54. I'm meteorologist Kyle Flecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Mike Smith, founder of The Bay. Join me every Tuesday from 5 to 6 p.m. for your weekly Disrupt, where me and local misfits will interrupt your drive time with this week's most interesting stories in sports, entrepreneurship, and culture. So tune in to your weekly Disrupt every Tuesday afternoon on 93.7 The Ticket, where disruption is just a phone call away.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program by building a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting lincolnteammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Fall is here, and so are cooler temps, darker evenings, and slick roads. Is your vehicle ready for the change in season? At A1 Automotive, we've got you covered. From tire checks, brake inspections, batteries, and heater systems, we make sure your car is road ready for the Nebraska winters ahead. Don't wait until the first frost. Schedule your fall car care checkup today and drive with confidence all season long. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
We interrupt this commercial break for an important story.
There once was a man from Nebraska who went searching for food in Alaska. When his stomach was rumbling while laying in bed, he could think of only one option, Führer's cheese spread. So he left it once and drove day and night to return back home for cheese spread delight. Now his stomach is full and the voice in his head tells him no more vacations without Führer's cheese spread. Find yours today at most local grocers.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
Hey guys, it's Nick. High school football postseason action is already here, and 93.7 The Ticket is bringing you all the hits starting this Friday. Join me and Jay Foreman from Malcolm High School as we broadcast Class C2 action with 11 seed Lincoln Lutheran doing battle against number 6 Malcolm. Kickoff is slated for 7 p.m. with pregame coverage coming your way at 6:45 p.m. It's the first round of the high school football playoffs, and it's right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
For remote starters, audio upgrades, and more, there's only one place to go. Auto Sounds of Lincoln at 48th and O.
You're listening to Bock the Blackshirt, on air and online at theticketfm.com.
In the black shirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. Drell is still making his way back to the mic. We just tried the Grim Reaper from Smoking Gun Beef Jerky of Nebraska, and so we're in recovery mode a little bit there. A comment here off of YouTube said there's two hotter than that. I believe so. I think we might have tried one even hotter than the Grim Reaper, but I mean, they do well with their spicy beef jerky and all their beef jerky over there at Smoking Gun Beef Jerky of Nebraska. Did want to appreciate you. We got a few texts in. Crowbait says, love you guys. Favorite show. As well as Unmasked Texas says the best 2 hours the ticket has to offer every day. Thank you guys for doing a good job. We definitely appreciate the following. And I'm just saying that hopefully the other ticket hosts can hear that. They love us, number one, at least for those guys. So I appreciate the support.
Here's the part that I don't like about this taste test part. I love the taste test. We do it every Thursday. Smoking Gun came to me with a proposal for me and Bock. We accepted it. We do it every Thursday. So you're gonna have to bear with us. But as my forehead is still sweating and my tongue is still hot.
Your forehead is sweating quite a bit.
Next segment, Bock. All right, Bock, whatever you got. I don't want to talk. My mouth is hot.
All right, fair enough. Of course, I did want to mention, in case anybody's just joining us, the biggest news of the day, one that we've been waiting for. Coach Matt Rhule signed a 2-year contract extension this morning with Nebraska, includes a $15 million buyout that effectively eliminates him from any other coaching jobs this cycle. Again, this extension more about the back end of his of the deal here, the 2-year extension. No more money up front for Nebraska or in the next couple of years. So that's why I think it's a bit of a team-friendly deal or university-friendly deal, 1890-friendly deal, whatever way you want to look at it, rev share deal for Nebraska. So that will help out. $1 million increase in incentive for him. People like incentives more than just base salary, right? Because then you got to go out there and earn it. He'll get $1 million more to each base salary every time he makes the college football playoff. So good work for Nebraska. Again, most of it, I would say 90% of it, I believe, is what the term they said was guaranteed. So it's also a good deal on the back end for Matt Rhule to get what 90% of $25 million. That's
I don't care about the money part, Bock. You know what I care about?
What's that?
What Al Davis said. You know what Al Davis' favorite word is?
I think I do.
Just win, baby. Just win.
Yeah.
That's all I want you to do is just win. You know, I would rather you win. I don't care about what you get or what you make. Just bring Nebraska back. Bock, I'm looking at the Jetson 1 personal air vehicle. Have you seen this?
No, I have not.
This is a 1-seater. It has 4 propellers, and it costs $128,000. It's an airmobile.
I gotta look this up. What is it? What is it called?
The Jetson 1 personal air vehicle.
Okay.
I want to try this, Bock. Who has 120? Matt Rhule. You have 100. Buy us one. Let's race each other. I need to find the richest person in Nebraska. What's the other guy named? Warren Buffett.
Yeah.
Buy us one.
So it's all electric. That's interesting.
It's
aircraft.
Yeah.
Designed for fun and easy to fly.
We can fly to Omaha, Bob.
I don't know how far it can go. It's very small.
But it looks good.
It does look very cool.
I love it.
Top speed around 63 miles per hour.
Too fast for me. I'm 20 miles per hour. But I'm scared of roller coasters. I told you I'm not a roller coaster type guy.
Yeah.
I'm scared of roller coasters. If they had a fair today, Bob, the only thing I want to ride is the water bumper cars. That's it.
Looks like it means at least like, from what I'm reading, a pilot's license would not be required in this. So I don't know if that's going to be the best idea to make it. Maybe the pricing out a lot of people might be the best idea here. But the earliest shipping year looks to be 2027. So we'll see. Yeah, it's just what you're saying, a personal aircraft. So it's only you can fit it. It's a 1-seater. That's incredible.
That is incredible. I love it.
The future is here. It's coming.
According to On3, Dan Landon has zero interest in leaving Oregon. It's zero. Yeah. I'm not leaving Oregon. As long as I win, that's what I always tell my kid. If your dad wins, we'll be at Oregon. So I got to win. That's how it changes. I love coaches that think like that. Football is all about winning, Bob. You don't get a second place trophy. You don't get a third place ribbon. There's only one that you worry about at the end of the year. And guess what that is? Being number one.
Yeah, and Dan, I mean, why would you leave Oregon, though? I mean, unless you're chasing an NFL job or something like that. I mean, you get everything you want. And then, in fact, it's kind of interesting the way that we look at these openings. You know, there's all these questions about LSU and Florida and Penn State and what is the better job. And LSU, I think for the longest time, maybe seen as one of the top jobs in the nation, if only for the fact that 3 of the last 4 coaches there have won national titles in that seat. But I thought it was interesting. Nick Saban pointed out he kind of questioned whether LSU or Florida is a better job than Ole Miss, because he said right now Lane Kiffin seems to get what he wants there at Ole Miss as far as transfer portal, all that sort of stuff. So we might have to change our idea of what is a good job, especially when you're trying to think about what the pressures are going to be at Florida, at LSU compared to Ole Miss. Is there a chance in your mind? I mean, the top name right now in all these coaching circles is Lane Kiffin. He's already come out and said it's not going to be about money. He's fine with the money that he has now. He'd rather, make the choice based on the life he's living right now. Do you think there's a chance Lane Kiffin just says, you know what, I'm just going to stay with Ole Miss by the end of all of this?
Yeah, I don't know about him staying at Ole Miss. You think he's staying at Ole Miss?
I think there's a potential. Like Nick Saban said, he pretty much gets what he wants right there. They're the number what? They dropped that game a couple weeks ago. They're number 8, something like that. I mean, they're going to be in the college football playoffs if they take care of business here. And sometimes, again, what Matt Rhule has talked about, other coaches talking with them in the past, sometimes it's lucrative or it's exciting or you want to go back home or all that. But then, if you have a good thing going, which is often the time that you're going to be hired at these bigger institutions, sometimes it's just better to stay with the good thing you do have going.
Yeah, you're right. Anthony in Portland said Oregon is beautiful. Why I moved here. Why would Landon leave to go to the swamp? Yeah, we know what Oregon is good for also. So, good job, Anthony.
I don't know if Dan Lanning's too big on that, but he might be.
1154 said this could be the biggest week for the Huskers in 10 years. Rule extension, blackout, huge recruiting class at the game, and Nebraska win would put them in the playoff hunt.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to, Bock, tomorrow, what we're going to do, we're going to bring the whiteboard in here, and we're going to go over scenarios for Big Ten 6-2 teams. All the 6-2 teams. We're going to also do it for the SEC, ACC. We're going to have a playoff intervention tomorrow, Bock.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to have. We already went over most of the stuff we needed for the UCLA game. Also,
USC game,
USC. Also, former Husker Ty Lue, coach for the Clippers, attended one of Chauncey Billups' 2019 poker games.
Oh, say it ain't so. Not Ty Lue.
Not Ty Lue. Now I'm getting word that Bock, it was more than one game.
Oh, no.
So, more from that. Bock, NBA right now, a couple of undefeated teams.
Yeah, it's been an interesting start to the NBA, as is usual. You kind of look across it. Certainly, Austin Reeves kind of making his mark. A lot of 50-point scoring already in going in that. The undefeated teams at this point still the Bulls, the 76ers, the Thunder, and the Spurs. I still think the biggest story early on in the season might be VJ Edgecombe over there with the 76ers, averaging 22 points per game. I only say that because at some point with Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe, of course, in the long term, you kind of think you want to build around Joel Embiid, former MVP, but he's gets injured all the time. He doesn't necessarily win in the playoffs.
You heard what Shaq said about him?
What's that?
He's not a big threat anymore. He's just a big guy. He's not a threat like he is. Deshaun Jackson versus Michael Vick this weekend. First time coaches collide. Norfolk State versus Delaware State. We not need to put that in the betting ranks, Bock. I'm just playing. Upset of week alert. Upset of the week alert. Number 9, Vandy versus number 20, Texas. Number 10, Miami versus SMU. Georgia Tech, number 8 versus NC State. Texas Tech, number 13 versus K-State. Oh, one of these teams are going down, Bock, but we will know Saturday. 93.7 The Ticket, Bock in the black shirt. See you tomorrow. Halloween, trick or treat.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program by building a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
We interrupt this commercial break for an important story.
There once was a man from Nebraska who went searching for food in Alaska. When his stomach was rumbling while laying in bed, he could think of only one option, Führer's cheese spread. So he left at once and drove day and night to